Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Schoolstone, your weekend afternoon source of some great THL matches. I am Lotus Knight, one of your hosts for today, and I am joined by Agent PWE. Agent, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm excited for what we have. This is going to be a really fun one. Oh, yeah. So we're starting with, well, our only match of the day is Icicles versus Mr. Python. Now, we don't have too much time, but I just want to ask you, how do you feel about these classes? We have Icicles rocking the Druid, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock versus Mr. Python's Demon Hunter, Rogue, Shaman, and Warlock. So, I'll start with the two different ones. How do you feel about Druid versus Demon Hunter or Agent PWE? Sure. Sure. Yeah. Mhm. Sure. I mean, there's always handlock as a second option, right?
Choose to bring handlock, not necessarily because they think it's better, but just because they have more experience and won't just throw playing the deck. Uh,
Right.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish I had more experience with that one, but I've been playing a lot of Warlock, so we'll see if I'm getting better at it or not. Um, that being said, question here that I want to ask you is, do you expect this to be a durable Warlock ban?
I'm not seeing a good warlock counter unless there's poison rogue from either side, and you can easily put weapon tech into the warlock because if it gets left up, it's because they have weapon rogue.
Sure.
So I'd probably like to see the warlocks get banned from both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. But we are not actually seeing that. This is a very surprising ban. Icicle has banned the Shaman, while Mr. Python, can you guess what he banned?
The druid.
The Druid. I think those would
I
be my least expected bans.
I mean, the druid does beat the demon hunter if it's uh like fell or something silly like that. I'm not really sure what the demon hunter could be, but the
Hmm.
druid seems like it should lose to warlock, assuming it's handlock, and to combo rogue. Although I guess I've never really seen combo or poison rogue into druid lately.
Sure. I played a bit of Poison Rogue and Ladder the other day because stats are indicating it's very underrated. And as much as I hate myself for playing it, because it's not a fun deck at all, I think it's better than people are giving it credit.
Yeah, I definitely think that poison rogue is good when you're in LHS, as it does win the matchups it wins very hard and loses the ones that loses very hard. I would probably not bring it to conquest, but it's definitely a good mage or warlock counter if that's what you're looking for.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. And I think a lot of people were thinking of mage counters because turns out the mage nerf did not kill mage, and the warlock nerf did not kill warlock.
Yeah, the mage still does the things that mage does. It burns you down if you don't kill them fast enough. And I honestly like bringing Mage to LHS as a good Quest Shaman counter, and even
Mm-hmm.
a soft Warlock counter. But these players disagree, so we'll soon see what their exact plans are for beating each other's Shaman deck.
Yeah. Now, as we're telling them to queue here, what would you queue first if you were the one playing this match?
I still think I'd queue the Demon Hunter as Mr. Python because unless it's something extra spicy, it probably doesn't counter Isocles' decks very well. Um, it could beat Poison Rogue if it has a lot of healing,
Sure.
and Isocles can probably queue the Warlock, considering that I would have banned it, so it probably seems like a pretty good deck.
Yeah. And I don't know what would queue or counter Warlock that significantly here.
Uh, yeah, Poison Rogue is the only thing that comes to mind. So hope we'll see if there's a good answer to Poison Rogue if the Warlock v Rogue comes out.
Yeah. Now, um, I think we can give them the start. I'm just waiting for my friends list to display Mr. Python because that is actually a problem nowadays. Um, it's there. My friend.
Sometimes the friends hide amongst the offline friends. Like if you
Yeah.
scroll down, they can be hiding down there. But
Yeah. Um, Second, I'll give them the go, and worst case, I'll start specking icicles until I can spec Mr. Python. But there may be a few edits because the friends list is not great. The right way to put it. I think not great counts, right?
it is most certainly not great.
No.
Maybe a bit of an understatement right there.
Yeah. Every few matches we just have that problem.
Yeah, trying to make the lobbies for battlegrounds also
Oh.
takes quite a bit of effort and time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the friends list is the problem with that. So
Oh yeah.
oh,
So
it looks like they've started.
yes. Just Just as a note, for this first match, Icicles is at the bottom. I could not swap it because of Friends List bug.
So it looks like it is the Demon Hunter versus the Warlock,
Yeah, and
and
go ahead.
yeah, there's some interesting cards in Mr. Python's hand right now. What do you think is going on? Oh wait, you can't see his hand, can you?
No, we cannot. So we'll
Oh,
have to count on
okay.
you to tell us
Okay,
his hand.
there's an Acrobatics, a Chaos Strike, and a Bladed Lady in his hand right now.
Oh,
I
yeah, we can now see
cannot
the
tell
hand.
you.
It,
Okay, yeah. What do you think is going on here?
this looks to be the Soul List that was around a few days ago.
And do you know exactly what that deck does? I am not sure I've seen this one before.
It's kind of a mixture between Soul DH and Fel DH. The goal is to kill them with Illidari Inquisitor, and that's all really. It's not a very normal
Illidarian,
list.
yeah. Turn 8 seems like a very long ways away, going against what looks like to be the D6 Warlock.
Right? Yeah, I have not been hitting turn 8 that often right now, especially turn 9, which is when you get that hero power.
Yeah, if he does, Mr. Python doesn't have a weapon equipped going into turn 8, I don't see this Illidari Inquisitor ever really doing anything
No.
unless Isocles really messes up his combo or just doesn't get it.
Now,
But the Warlock hand looks almost perfect, if I would say so.
pretty much like he can coin Rod. We know that's not great because of Viper, but that is a fine play usually. Now he could
Oh
just
yeah,
coin free admission into free admission.
I think you always want to coin the rod on 2, and
Yeah.
you don't. I'm not even sure you think about getting oozed this Viper, but it happened, and you have 2 free admissions to follow up,
Yes.
and also the Hand of Gul'dan.
Yeah.
So
It's already there. You got the Dark Glare. Next turn, you're going to get it active. This is not looking great for Mr. Python.
so do we think that Mr. Python is just gonna go all in on attacking him in the face so that he can't maybe can't play all his combo cards because he's too low of HP, or is there like some maybe save the Illidari study for Glide to get put these demons back into the deck? Uh,
That is not a glide.
that is not a Glide. I did see it offered, but we don't
Yes.
want it because we had 1 mana left.
Yeah. I do like that idea because one of the ways you beat D6 is just by making sure they can't do their comp.
I think it's okay that we don't go for the Glide because we did destroy the weapon, and so that does buy us at least an extra turn of not getting comboed.
Yes.
So I think it's on Isocles now to not die and also draw a backfire or a matron or whatever it's called, the form
Well,
off of this free admission.
that sounds pretty easy though.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. That is as good as your hand will get because next turn you're doing everything. Unless I'm not seeing something that I should be seeing.
I'm not very good at the deck, but I'd imagine that we do everything next turn.
Yeah.
And that is a Shard Shatter Mystic in Mr. Python's hand. Haven't seen that one in a while, but we just throw minions on the board and smack Isocles in the face and hope that he doesn't pop off on turn 5.
Hmm.
And we will be sad, as Mr. Python is about to see.
Yeah. And especially because one of the cards is going to cost negative. Oh, that's a Dark Lair. So
What
you
do you
can.
think the odds are on Isocles playing this quest reward this turn?
It's honestly pretty good. I would be. It depends on how much practice he has with the deck, because this hand looks exactly like what you want. I think the odds are much more of whether he's going to do everything he needs to do on time than anything else.
It looks like he has no card draw left. So we just. The combo is now play a bunch of minions on turn 5 instead of play the quest reward, which is honestly not the worst thing in the world.
No, I think that's pretty much fine. Um, like there's no good way for the Demon Hunter to clear right now. How do they kill everything that's on board? They
They
can.
uh, I'll
Sh-
get back to you on that one.
Shard is close. I'm not gonna lie. Shard Shatter Mystic is as close as it gets. Um, but I don't think that's enough. It doesn't actually kill anything because of Dark Lair nerf or Dark Lair buff, if you
Dark,
prefer to call it so.
Claire Nerf quotation marks.
Yeah. After the buff to Dark Lair, this is not enough.
Um, yeah, I imagine that Python concedes, but he's technically not dead.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing 0 worlds in which Python wins this game.
Yeah. Um. I mean, he can kill the Stealer.
I mean, that is pretty cool. It
Yeah.
prevents him from losing like next turn, but
Sometimes.
sometimes, right? And he can drop another Shard Shatter next turn,
Yes.
and then maybe Isocles just bricks the rest of like next 3 or 4 draws to hit a backfire. Wait, or yeah, no backfires, nothing.
Well, he can finish the quest this turn and draw.
Well, let's not think about that because and yeah.
Oh, this
Um.
is lethal. You can just Shadow Bolt. No, Shadow Bolt is
Oh
not
yeah, this
lethal.
yeah shadow or no, it's not. It's no.
It's close. It's one mana
It
off.
so Pi- Isocles says, "Can Mr. Python heal?" And he needs to draw soul fragments and then also clear the board. And then
Yeah,
um and then I'm not sure.
I'll be honest,
We
I am
do
not an optimist.
okay. We the turn did start with us not dying to demonic
Yeah,
assault next turn. Would you have unstable shadow bolted your own minion this turn, or do you think we could save it for like shadow bolting this 3/2?
I did really like that play. I don't know how correct it was. Oh, there's the backfire that he was looking for. I think you can probably just unstable Shadow Bolt this turn. You can basically do what you wanted to do this turn.
But
Could
this green rag will be coming down if there's not some taunts in the
That's
way
true.
to stop it from smacking you in the face, and we can't kill this 3/2 unless we ping it with the demonic assault.
Yeah, I
So we
really
are
didn't want
actually
that tap. I kind of just wanted
yeah.
Shadow Blast and Demonic Assault.
This tap did seem a little sus. I will not lie. But the Shadow Blast also didn't complete the quest.
No.
So
Um.
mm,
Now you can
ma-
backfire and hope you get something like the one mana destroy minion heal for health or something like that. That'd be
yeah,
pretty
this
good.
feels quite awkward right now.
It
Um,
does.
yeah, this I think it should be obvious that there's a green rag in the deck, if not in the hand, and that
Yes.
Isocles does not want to take 12 damage to the face right now.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that one.
I will say that this game is a lot closer than
Yeah,
previously expected.
I think so, especially with that draw. That draw was perfect.
So I'm thinking that we start the turn backfiring and
Yes.
or we can do this and backfire. That works too. It completes our quest if we do it this way as well. So I guess this one is maybe probably a little better.
Yeah, this means your opponent wins
Except we're
though.
dead.
Yeah, we're dead.
Yeah. If we ignore the part where we're dead,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
we died.
this is something. Green Rag is decent if you can finish the quest or if you can live to turn 8. Most of the times you don't. That's not Hearthstone nowadays. Hearthstone nowadays is turn 6. But when you do, we do see exactly what happened in this match happen.
Yeah, the no backfires until like bottom 10 cards of the deck, and then our combo not actually killing our opponent
Yes. Now,
did kind of put in some work.
yes, I'm going to try to flip the screen so you can actually see the correct one if it lets me as soon as they start the second match. It's just friend screen is really rough. Now, what do you think is going to be the best answer for Icicles now to this Demon Hunter?
I would say Druid, but that's banned. So
Yeah,
I have to imagine it's if it's Quest Shaman, we bring out the Quest Shaman and hope, because I don't see Rogue doing well in any form against this Demon Hunter.
yeah, this Demon Hunter does have weapon removal.
Yes, especially if it's combo Rogue, it probably dies. If it's Weapon Rogue, it gets oozed. It's if it's Quest Rogue, I'm not even sure, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to worry about that.
No, we don't. We do get to hop right into the match right now. As soon as, again, Hearthstone lets me be in match, we will be there.
It looks like Isocles is now on the Elemental Shaman and
Interesting.
not the Quest Shaman.
I'll be honest, or sorry, Quest Shaman is one of my favorite decks right now. It's just so much fun to play.
Yeah, Quest Shaman is quite good at countering some of these aggro decks, but it does not look like M- Mr. Python, Isocles' opponent, has the good Quest Shaman counters, or to
Mm-hmm.
get countered. So playing a Elemental Shaman might be good as a anti Warlock and maybe Rogue if it's Garrett Rogue.
Yes.
But this opener, what are your thoughts on that?
I think this is a really interesting one. It's a it's a hot start for the Shaman just having that 3/3 this early. That's not what you're usually expecting, or not expecting. You would want that always, but that's a lot of minions for turn.
This Doomhammer in the hand with no weapon removal yet,
Right.
but the Illidari studies allowing Skull to probably get played on turn 5
Mm-hmm.
seems quite good.
Yes. You're right. One second, I'm just adding Icicle's camera. I was a little bit late, so that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to take, but it's going to be there really soon.
Our hand for Demon Hunter is looking quite dead. Our hand is Shaman. It's also looking quite slow. Um, Ideally, we draw this exact card if we're Isocles.
Yeah,
With the Elemental being played last turn, it's costing 3 mana,
that is
and
pretty good.
probably I would say so. I think Mr. Python would probably want to get Marrow Slicer this turn,
Yeah,
uh,
but that's not happening.
but that's not happening. We're just shuffling in more Soul Frags, so our Skull can hit them and then not discount something else. Which I mean, I don't blame him. He needs to get this minion down and get the healing in his deck now. How do you feel about rock bitering this 2/3? Yeah, just you push the damage now and you set up lethal next turn if
Right.
Mr. Python doesn't heal.
I mean, you
And
have
playing
the
it
mana.
exactly.
Yeah,
Playing yeah, the rock biter, I like that a lot. Putting it on Doomhammer does the same amount of damage, but if you put it on the minion now, it does it a couple turns sooner. And yep, you had the extra mana,
yeah.
and that was a very fast one.
That was faster than I could adjust the cam so we could all see icicles, I'll be honest. I am getting that for all of us. It's going to be here really soon. Sorry, everyone. But meanwhile, now here we have the Warlock for Mr. Python versus Icicles' Shaman, the Elemental Shaman, Elemental Doomhammer. How is this matchup? Do you know?
I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine that if the Warlock can clear the early elemental minions and not take too much damage, that it drops 8/8s and 6/6s with taunt and then smacks the shaman in the face. But if it does take a lot of early damage, then it just gets finished off by Doomhammer and Rockbiters.
Yes.
So we'll see how Isocles can deal with these early early boards from the shot, or Mr. Python can deal with the early boards from Isocles.
Right. Now we are starting with just the Warlock getting the board. At least he got the board before it dealt any damage so far, but it is turn 3.
What would you like to see from Mr. Python on this turn 3?
Um I think Rod is fine. I'm not a huge fan of Rod and Handlock, to be honest. I think you don't
And
need the card.
I don't play Rod either in Handlock. I don't know. It seems quite slow, and it's not like
Yes.
you're playing a lot of cards on the same turn, anyways. And if you are, it's like Flesh Giants that cost 0.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is very similar to my experience.
but this looks like a an easy Soul Rend. I'm not sure I would have hero powered. To be honest, it kind of just makes Soul Rend better.
Yeah. Well, you could
But
be thinking it's not
oh, the
Handlock.
null. There, maybe the null was playable, and we I'm not
Maybe.
sure yet. That's true. We did not. We don't necessarily know that it's handlocked
Yeah.
or as the shaman, and our hand does have some burst to it. So
Yes.
as long as we don't get oozed or taunted, maybe we'll be all right.
Now that is an early flesh giant, and you can finish the first part of the quest.
This is true, and we are also at 12 cards in the deck. So a next turn draw and a tap will in fact activate our payoff cards. So are we going to just coin the nothing out here?
Um, I think it's fine.
Or
I think
we
you
could
just.
also burn a card, but
I don't want to
yeah.
burn a card. I think it's fine coining out nothing. We have Bread Baker next turn. We have just a ton of stuff. If they develop a board, we're happy.
Yeah, our hand looks quite optimal right now as the Warlock.
Yeah. This is, you can definitely get that giant down. You can get the bristleback. You can play. Oh, there's so much you can do.
It's going to be tough as Shaman to get through all this healing and these minions that are going to be coming down as from the Warlock.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need to see quite a few burn spells
Um.
top decked here, and even that might not be enough.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a way that Icicles can win here. To be honest, this is looking pretty
I,
doomed.
I did say that last game or first game about Mr. Python
True.
and the Warlock, and he did pull it off. So I will refrain from saying so again. But the Warlock does look like it's in great position to close out this game in a couple of turns.
Right? Just the fact that you have two 6/6, a 3/3, and a 3/2. You don't have Battle Master, but your opponent cannot hit you in the face, and you're at full health.
Yes, I imagine we have to hex a 6/6 and punch a Canal Slogger into another 6/6 so we can start going face again. But there's a 3/3 with lifesteal that will
Yeah,
uh, keep doing its thing. So we might have to trade some more. I'm not really sure. Maybe we shoot the 3/3.
'cause we could Storm Strike the 3/3 and then take 12 damage.
Taking 12 damage seems like it's something we don't want to do, but we don't die to Battle Master right now, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure there are a million ways here where you can clear as the Warlock. I kind of want to see that raise that. I want to see the tap. Just, you're fine right now. Maybe you get another giant. Maybe you get another bristleback. Any of those would just really good for the game.
Yeah, adding more scavengers to the hand. Probably play the giant, save the raised dead for if the giant dies. But clearing these minions does seem like a thing the warlock can and wants to do.
Yes.
And we're gonna just play the spell damage and the giant and probably sh- uh, take extra damage on the quest because we can.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it really doesn't matter since we're healing so much. It's quite
Yes.
irrelevant. But we have quite the large board here.
We do. I'm not seeing a way icicles can break this again. Well, there
Well,
it is.
Fireheart. That's the answer if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, Fireheart can go insane, especially because the Warlock. We know he doesn't have anything right now.
Aha! Look at this cheeky play. Well, he can play three mana cards, maybe.
Maybe.
But I can't imagine. Oh, we've just made his minions better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe another devolving missiles,
We would
perhaps. That
need a
would be pretty good.
guidance. Guidance could be good.
Oh,
Guidance could.
guidance into bloom into
Yeah.
more spells. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. And now we're dead to Battlemaster, unless we. Nope, we're just dead to Battlemaster.
We're pretty much dead
Uh,
to Battlemaster.
you. Yeah, I mean, you storm strike and trade and twice, but like, it feels so bad.
It really does. At this point, you only have one
Oh.
strike with your Doomhammer, and on a positive note, the Warlock is out of stuff, but they have tap.
Uh, yeah, they're other stuff for now.
Yeah,
Oh, and there is a slogger in hand which will allow us to heal up. So maybe if we can find the other Doomhammer or just stick a Stormwatcher, we might have something.
right. Um, but there is healing. There's a lot of healing.
Healing and then the quest reward, which we haven't drawn Shadow Blast yet, so that can help us complete the last part of the quest quickly.
Yeah,
Uh,
as
both of
well
those
as
still. Yeah,
I mean that's enough for us to kill anything really that's on board.
yeah. I imagine that we try and complete this quest as the warlock to try and end the
Yes.
game, but
Yeah.
we revolve to maybe get a watch post and another one drop because how else are we gonna win this game?
Yeah.
And there is still a flesh giant in the deck. I think my deck tracker is going crazy right now. I'm not really sure
I
what's going
believe
on.
there is. Right now, and you can be one tap away from finishing the quest, or just finish the quest right now if you would like. I don't like finishing the quest. It puts us very vulnerable to that Stormwatcher.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Mr. Python is thinking with this random elemental that's been in hand since like turn
Yeah,
whenever we played that, but I don't know. I think we just slam Stormwatcher and pray and probably
yeah.
drop this 2/2 because it's a 2/2.
Oh yeah, we dropped the 2-2. We are going to save Inara Storm Strike because that's our combo for next turn.
Yep. And if
Yeah,
and when this doesn't stick, as we're about to see right now, what is this order? Hello? Are we want to deal some extra damage to Tamsin? Is this the plan? We can tap first even, or we can tap
I mean,
second.
if we do this route, we can't even tap.
We can tap second, right? And then
Well, but we
to
won't
get
have
the mithril
mana.
rod.
Oh, we do have mana,
Oh
right?
yeah. I don't know. We're valuing the 2 damage tap over the HP on the Tamsin, which I guess is maybe reasonable, but not. I'm not sure.
I
I don't
guess. Yeah, I am
know.
not convinced, especially because now your hand is empty. Um,
Yep, and you have this battle master, which is how you're gonna use the 7/7 to get Wind Fury, and now it just dies to Storm Strike or to Gyro
yeah.
Worm or to an Aura Swing, which would kill you. So that's not gonna happen. But
Is this
um
Inara actually going to win this game?
yeah, I haven't done the math, but it really looks like the Shaman is gonna win this one.
I am
It's
shocked.
just we take one fatigue and then 2, and then 5. 5, yeah, no. This goes face, and then we know that's Battle Master, and we win the game. I think. I
I
think that's how this
yeah,
goes.
I would need to do the
Or
math
maybe.
specifically for the 1-1 with Wind Fury. But
Oh yeah. I think fatigue makes you take like 1 plus 2, 3 plus 5. You get 5, and then maximum from 2 from this 1/1.
yeah,
And yeah, the Warlock is dead.
yeah,
I think we really wanted this 7/7 to be at 7 HP so that we could smack him in the face for 7 twice instead of taking the 2 damage that we got from the tap because we were gonna burn the cards anyways.
right?
So it didn't put us closer to fatigue. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think Mr. Python might have n- just played a little too quickly and not thought entirely how he was going to win after he made his play, and then it kind of did not work out as he had hoped.
I'll be honest, I did not see this game going this way. I don't know if you
Yeah,
did.
no, the Anara play did actually clear the entire board, so
Yeah,
that was quite the clutch, I will admit.
yeah. Um, I gotta say, Fireheart is one of the strongest cards that I don't think she's going to get nerfed, but she is so insane.
Yeah, the Fireheart ability, just the fact that with even more mana, she just becomes even better is just like even on just dropping her on like 4 for like or 3 for one spell is not that bad. A 3/3 discover a spell, but being able to chain a bunch together, especially if you have like a Doomhammer up, it's just game ending.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, what do you feel about this Shaman v this Weapon Rogue?
Shaman is super favored into Weapon Rogue. Now, this is a really good Weapon Rogue start, but it's also a crazy Shaman start.
Yeah, this is pretty much what you want as Shaman, aside from not having a 3 mana elemental. Although we are going to clean up the 1 drop, which is huge as the rogue.
Yeah, you can clean it up. You are not taking a draw, but this is also fine. Um, the Shaman is just hoping it can end in 2 turns. I think key card here that especially the rogue is looking for is, well, passage and cloak. It's going to need 1 or 2 turns of cloak of shadows if it wants to win, even with this draw.
For sure. It If we want to not die the Doomhammer swings, which we know is in the hand, we need to cloak a couple times, and I think we're going to need to get very lucky with these Garrets that we probably are going to need to play both of them next turn, assuming we don't die the Doomhammer on the following turn.
Hmm.
I would like to play this. Would I like to play this 6/4? I don't think our opponent's going to play any minions into it, and 6 or no, then we can't play Doomhammer. So perhaps just play Granite and hope our opponent does not do anything insane, which it really looks like they're not.
Right.
But yeah, we rip the Garrets and we punch face, and then we pray to cloak and punch some face some more, and
Yeah.
don't
Um,
play minions to get Canal Sloggered.
early Slogger is fine.
Yeah, healing is huge if it connects face, and
It doesn't.
it doesn't, but it does require to get removed, so we can't just play
Yes.
Garrets and start shuffling stuff in the deck.
Yes.
So I don't mind it
No.
particularly at all.
No. Now you can drop the granite here just to make your hand cheaper. You're getting really close to winning.
Oh yeah, there is a lethal setup on this board, as Mr. Python should know.
Yes.
So he needs to start digging for removal or cloak.
Let's see what happens here. Um, So we don't see. No, never mind. We do see. I was in the wrong screen. And there's a wicked
Uh,
stab.
I'm I'm not I don't know exactly if this is better than just Wicked stabbing the 4/4, but because we could draw Cloak next turn, and now my opponent just plays Doomhammer, and I don't know. I We died to Doomhammer Lightning Bolts or 6 damage in a different form, so I guess we were dead if we didn't do that.
Right.
So it was a good thing because being dead means you've lost.
Yeah. Now, here's something. There's also the really interesting point about tapping, because tapping has a chance to give you a taunt.
This is true. Uh, oh, is that ever lethal that I see right now in the
It's
hand?
close. You're mana off. You're 1 mana off lethal.
So we have to trade and get another Wicked Stab, or no, not Wicked Stab, Sinister Strike,
Or just a
and
Cloak of Shadows, but that doesn't
or a
happen.
Cloak. Yep, and yeah,
And that's it. That closes the game for Icicles winning. I'm sorry for a few technical difficulties. The friends list bug messed me up, but I think that means that we have Icicles winning this one. And what a win! I
yeah,
don't,
that Elemental Shaman putting in some work there at the end.
yeah, I don't think any of these games went as I expected.
No, it turns out that saying I don't see how this person wins the game is a good
Yeah,
way to ensure that that person wins the game.
multiple times in a single match.
I don't know if that's a test to our ability of playing the game or to the ability of the any opponent to scam a win off a game. I don't know, State of Hearthstone, or maybe we're
Um,
just not creative enough.
yeah, maybe. I think it's also karma. I would say this is karma for the two of us, for thinking all matches were done early. But speaking of matches done early, congratulations, Icicles, on your win versus Mr. Python.
Thank you.
How did that feel?
Relieving. Played Mr. Python before in Hero and always tough. He's a great opponent, so feels good to get that win.
Yeah. Now, I'll ask you our first question. I want to say a lot of the games here looked like they were done, like the first Warlock game, the Warlock versus the Shaman, and then the result changed at the very end with something crazy happening. Was that how it felt to you as well?
It did. The Warlock in particular, when he had like the huge boar with the giant and everything else, felt like, all right, I'm pretty screwed. I need a miracle here, and Fireheart delivered, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, Fireheart is still a very insane card. Um, Now, were you expecting the Rogue match versus the Shaman that we just saw to go that way? Were you expecting him to bring Weapon Rogue?
Kind of, yeah. We were kind of in a similar spot as far as the classes went. So it made sense that he would bring the weapon rogue, especially leading up the warlock. And that matchup, I mean, it's razor thin. Like he was one cloak away, I think, from beating me, and he got one, he did two, and it was just that close. It's a 50-50 matchup, and went my way
Mm-hmm.
this time.
Mm-hmm. Um, Agent PW, any questions you want to ask? I'll give you some states and then I'll come back later.
Uh, yeah, Lotus and I were very surprised at the bans, especially seeing your druid get banned. Were you expecting that at all, or is that a surprise to you as well?
Um, I figured it was a possibility. The druid lined up pretty well against most of his lineup, so it was on my radar that he might ban it, and I needed to be prepared, especially against the demon hunter if he did. Which is partially why I brought that shaman because I think it gave me the best chance against demon hunters. The demon hunter he brought surprised me for sure. But druid was on my radar as a ban.
And and would you like to share what the druid was? Was it just like celestial alignment with Cthulhu, or
man's got to keep a secret sometimes, right?
Oh,
Oh,
fair enough. Fair
you're
enough.
not obliged to share any information that wasn't on stream, so
Yeah.
That is
don't worry
true.
about that. It is a good question though. I always like asking that as well. If in case someone wants to play spoiler. Now, something I want to ask was that Soul Demon Hunter. Were you expecting Soul DH?
No, I don't know if you. I think he had my camera on. You might have seen me like look to my other screen right away. He was very quickly trying to bring up the list and see what I was up against and what they're running these days, and I still kind of missed that Soul Shadow Mystic is a card still. Not
Yeah,
that I would have played it any differently, but it definitely caught me off guard. So it was, I think, a pretty good bring by him.
yeah. It. I saw that list. I think 2 days ago. I played 2 games with it. I lost 2 games with it, so I'm not playing it anymore. But it is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I was. I mean, honestly, I was expecting the Death Rattle Demon Hunter because I think the OTK has kind of fallen off a little bit. Like it can still be good, but Death Rattle seems like it's in a good place. So the Soul DH was definitely a surprise.
Yeah, yeah. Um, any questions you want to ask Agent PWE before I move to our final round of questions?
No, I think we got the important questions out of the way. That was a very well played by Isaac and congrats on the win.
Awesome. I'm just going to do a very quick rapid fire round with 3 questions for Isocles here. The first one,
Sure.
I want to say, did you think the nerfs were good? And if not, what was missing?
I think the nerfs were pretty good. Anytime you are taking that big a shot at balance changes, you're gonna miss something. I think right now the two premier classes, Shaman and Warlock, could probably do with a slight touch on both of them. So I
Mm-hmm.
would expect that to come down before the mini set. Just something along the lines of those two classes being touched.
Sure. My second quick question is, are you missing Salty Saturday now with the baby life?
Yeah, that was a good time. Sunday night, enjoyed casting together, and we always had good matches. So I think I've probably cast. I know I've cast PWA. I don't remember if I've cast you or not, Lotus. That's usually later than you play, but no, it was always a good time. So I do miss it.
Yeah. And for the final question, do you have any shout outs? Anyone you want to thank? Anything you would like to say? The floor is all yours.
No, just shout out to the team, Diligent, always helping with the prep. I try to give as much advice as I get, which is a lot. So just appreciate all the support. Without taking a win last night, and good luck to the rest of my teammates in their matches tonight.
Awesome. I think that is it for our show. I want to first and foremost thank Icicles and Mr. Python for playing on stream. A reminder to everyone, if you want to play on stream, it's very easy. DM me, DM Saku, DM Fish. If you don't know who to DM, don't worry, just DM one of us and we'll direct to the right person. You don't need to worry about that. We're always looking for matches. Anyone's welcome. All skill levels are welcome. We really don't care, and it's a lot of fun for all parties involved. Um, I also want to thank Agent PWE for joining me today. I am a little bit sorry I had some technical difficulties, so that took a little bit at the start, but I hope you had as much fun as I had.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's always great being able to cast, especially with you, Lotus. And yeah, it was a fun time.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. That is it for Schoolstone. Keep tuned in. We are going to be back with Sunday Showdown. Now, I don't know specifically the matches. Let me find out if I can really fast. There's going to be BGs, and I don't know exactly what, but I think Saku was watching the show, so Saku can post here the matches for tonight. If not, it will be live on THL Discord really soon, so you'll be able to find out what matches are incoming. I know there might be a battle between birds with obviously versus Super Chicken in Pro. So that's just a small preview of what's incoming. But we'll see you then. And remember, tomorrow there's Maniac Mondays. Tournament is happening. I'll be casting joined by Mojo Powell. It is a standard Nos stone. So if you would like to play, sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll see you all later.